So people, I want to give you a gold pill again regarding ear training and most precisely about learning intervals, okay? Learning the identification of interval. And there is two basic essential ways to learn intervals in a effective way. The most cliche way that is very that is taught a lot on universities and music schools is that you remember the beginning of some songs that you know or some parts, okay? But here I am absolutely not talking about this, but something more essential, okay? And the second way is based on the harmony, and most precisely based on the functional harmony. And this is the gold pill, because I learned about this maybe too late, but even before learning this, I was already somehow aware that this was a better way to learn the intervals. But this was something not clear for me yet. So basically, most of the people, they learn the intervals with inside this range of the piano. Okay, so you have such lessons where you play like, and then you have to write down on paper and things like this. Okay, and a lot of things in this area. Okay. And you have also some kind of lesson that also I did a lot, where you just take intervals from different octaves. But the gold pill is that you focus actually on this region of the keyboard, and I will tell you why. Because everything that you play here is clear for the ear. And it is clear in such a way that you have more information about the harmonic content. So always when you have a fourth on the tenor, for example, this means not only a melodic content, but a very clear harmonic content. So okay, like a timpanus, things like this. And here you have a more clear impression of the nature of this interval, this kind of interval, than if you play here. Okay. Another reason is that when you play here on the on higher octaves, the harmonic content is more confusing. So if you play this, can be also understood as this, or as this. Okay, this is why you will never pass some exam in ear training when the person in the examination who plays on the piano is just I don't know, some kind of animal that plays in such a way that you get confused. Okay, like or things like this. You never get it, because if you play like this in a grand piano, you will hear a lot of other notes. Okay, so it's very confusing. But if you play here, it's not so confusing, because each note has a very full body of harmonic content, okay? And you can relate this not only to melody, but to harmonic functions. So it's way much clearer to understand the intervals in this way, and I think they will make more pressure in your mind. And this is also something that I learned from the philosopher, the Leibniz, that every impression has to be some kind of pressure in your mind. So what I mean is that the clearer the impression is from the perspective of the sensitive content, so the clearer it will get in your mind, in your memory. Okay. And this is also a philosophical question, if you have the intervals already in your mind, or if you learn by memory. I am for the option that you learn from reality, from memory, okay? And you have some receptive in your head as well, okay? And this receptive to understand the intervals, this is related to a more mentalist interpretation of this process. But the reality is that it comes as a sensitive information, and this information has to be very clear. And when you play here, this is not so clear as when you play here. Okay? So when you sing here, principally if you are a man and you can sing this, the melody is way more clear to understand as when you play here. Okay, because here the melody is already disappearing in the harmonic spectrum. Another proof that the bass sounds, they are more clear to understand, at least in this region. But principally here, yeah, another proof that if you get lower, you have more harmonic content, is that when you sing here out of pitch, this makes this has a huge impact on everything that is happening. Okay, maybe it will. I cannot speak about dissonance because I would say that this is more dissonant in the sense that it has more color. But the whole meaning of this chord will be changed. So basically, the whole meaning of everything that is happening, it is very affected by which note I have on the bass. Okay. And this shows how much how strong is the impression that the bass line can live in your mind. So when you're learning intervals, you can focus a lot on exercises or everything that has to do with this area of the keyboard, and it is very effective that you think as a bass player or as a bass singer, as a baritone, because you understand how much meaning you have just in one interval. Okay, so for example, Whoa, how much power this has, okay? So this is very good because also with the bass line and with the lower notes, you can play it slower, and you can also appreciate the relationship between the notes, the tension between the notes. And I cannot emphasize how important this is for many points of view regarding philosophy of music and music theory. Okay, there is a lot of things written about what happens between the notes. Okay, so focus on this, because when you play, if you play here, the sound dies. Okay, so it will not give a strong impression in your mind, and this is what you want when you are learning. And doesn't matter in which stage of learning you are. Okay, of course we don't have exercise the whole time here with ear training. Okay, but we have a lot of exercise here in most musical schools. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is the gold pill to understand how to learn intervals if you have not so much time and you want the fundamentals. Okay, and this is what I am trying to do here. And of course, I do my ear training to go exercise. You can check my playlist, and there I do crazy things because I play here. Okay, but there the idea is to give exercise that are also inspiring for composers, okay, who are tired of being treated like older musicians. Understand? I don't want to separate the value of musicians, but I want to also principally in this ear training to go, I want to focus on something that brings also your composition to another level, in the sense that you have a moment of meditation about what are the sounds in themselves. Okay, so this contemplation of the sounds is very important. So there I do maybe crazy things like and then I will ask you when did I play a major second, okay, and how many times I played things like this. So they are essential for composers, that you learn to hear inside the chaos, because always when you are hearing music, you are hearing inside some chaos. Okay, but now focus on this gold pill of for learning intervals and learning practicing ear training, because here you have an awesome element when you're hearing a Mozart or Haydn. So you focus on the bass more. Okay, I'm improvising, whatever, but you have this feeling that, whoa, what happens in the bass is very clear. Okay, so you learn these patterns, and there is way more patterns in the bass lines of every music than here above. Here above is crazy because it can happen to everything, but the bass lines they have some pattern. Okay, more pattern. Then when these intervals happens in another part of the spectrum, then you are more trained to understand them. That this is what I talking about. Then you say, hey, then you relate this to what you learned in the bass, and then you have more confidence to transcribe or to identify these intervals. And it's absolutely so important, because if you're having musical ideas, many times you have these ideas in your mind, so you have to transcribe what is in your mind to what you can play in your hands, okay? And so on and on. I guess this is something that is very useful. So I hope this is useful to you. And an extension of this idea is also very important to consider, because you can have your impression about the bass line even stronger. Okay, so when you play on piano, the sound dies. Okay, so this means that the impression is not so strong. So Leibniz would say this is not so strong. Okay, so probably it has not so much probability that your mind will get impressed by this, and that you get enough pressure, so to say, from this sensitive content, because the sound dies. So what do you want to do? You want a sound that that stays a lot, okay, that you can hold, because then your sensitive impression about this will be stronger. So the idea that you have a keyboard, or that you are a multimillionaire with a piano like this that is hybrid, where you can also have other sounds, and then, for example, you can choose an organ sound. So this is very strong, okay? The harmonic content is more intense, and so on and on. If you have brass sounds, etc., so you will have a very clear idea of these intervals, okay? And the similar, if you can play, for people who play power chords on the guitar, or bass lines on the bass, they learn this faster. I am sure that they have a faster understanding of this. And then later you want to master this part of the keyboard so good as you do here. Okay. This is not the only way of learning ear training, but it is the first thing that I will focus on if I am practicing intervals for some exam or things like this. Okay, I will focus in master here this tenor and bass content, and even if I am a woman, I will try to sing in such a way of imitating this content. Okay, as a harmonic content. Okay, I would master this, and then later I would practice in other aspects. Then now there is a new thing, because as I said, with the piano, it's not clear, the sound, if I am playing above or below, and with the organ it's way harder. Okay, so I did an improvisation, and I hired someone to transcribe this for me, just to test if I can trust this person for more complicated things. And it is really tricky, because even good people will have trouble, okay, with this, because with the organ it's more explicit, this problem. See, if I play below an interval downwards, it looks like you can focus on the upwards aspect of this, as it were this. Okay, see, it's quite the same. Okay, so it depends a lot on which which registration and which time I am using and which equalization I am using. So I can confuse a lot of people with this. And I think to finish, I would like to give this awesome example of Scarlatti because it's just awesome, and he did this long time ago, but this effect is so priceless. Let me see if I find here. This is really a lesson. This is not a prepared video. So give me a time, just a moment. Here. So now I have it. This is just awesome. So check the example that this is the K466. This is one of the most beautiful pieces that ever. Okay. So see. Here. This is just awesome. Okay, I will play again, and I want that you observe when he plays this. I don't know if I can show. Let me see. Okay, I cannot show you now, but what he writes. He writes D, E flat, F, then G downwards, okay? But the sound is this, okay? The result in your mind is this. It's the climax of the phrase. That's why this is so beautiful. But he writes downwards, and then he gets the harmonic of this note, okay? So actually he still gets this result of this note, but not as a normal note, but as a harmonic note. So it's kind of effect, okay? And if you play it right, you get this effect, okay? I don't know how this microphone will capture this, but it's the essence of this. And with the harpsichord, it works so well. This work was written for harpsichord. So that's Scarlatti K466, okay? And this is just amazing. And then it shows how confusing can be these intervals, and also how it can be used in a creative way to get more interesting effects and to mislead the hearer or the listener, or to surprise the listener, okay? I will play again, and so I think we are finished.